Took a chief decision, staying home and resting. And now I'm fresh as an eagle. I hope you are too, because this is going fast. Now, I got this task from Einar, and I think I want to show what your task was supposed to deal with, our weakness in evaluating shape collection that is, to many riders, forced to shape, and we accept it and sometimes reward it. And we started with 45 minutes, and we have ended in about 30 minutes was the last deal. So that was the original mail. Yeah? Don't panic. Not now. Maybe later. Yes. Now, Dr. H., Dr. Huysman, what did he say? He claimed that it is not a matter of fashion. It is not a matter of taste, it's a matter of animal welfare. And that is quite interesting. And I put up the question, is our judging based on fashion? Well, sometimes you have to wonder, because we have to come to seminars almost every year, because if we are not coming to seminars every year, we are suddenly, very quickly being outdated. And I just wonder, how can it be that we get outdated in some few months when the riding theory, based on Huysman's theories yesterday, has been standing for hundreds of years? Nothing had happened in hundreds of years, and then we get outdated in some few months. There is some things I really speculate about. Sometimes the slaves of fashion. Now, this is his point. He don't approve. He disgusts it. It must be based on something else. If not fashion, then what? Now, here comes the difficult part for you, because now you have to also think about it. Terminology, part 1, get inspired by Huysman. Now, we have some things we have to clean up. And this is the terminology: shape, top line, outline, and form. Shape is a very often used word in our Feifish vocabulary. And probably, maybe the whole problem already originates with that. Because this is not an equestrian terminology. If you can just go on internet and Google up shape, you find shape, the closest relation to something equestrian is the shape of a shoe. It means the shape is, yes, it's a physical thing. It's a shape of this, but it is not really being talked about in connection with horses, only in 5. And so but maybe this is really the problem, that when we talk about the shape as just this physical thing, we already have lost the track. Top line has been mentioned. Top line is the term you use when you assess conformation. Like in breeding, you have the description of the top line. That is not the description in riding. In riding, the description is outline. That's very easy. What is form? Form is a Swedish word, and I quite like to introduce the form, even if outline is the really word for it. Now, my riding teacher, one of them, wrote a book about good form, and she writes, the word form is translated from Swedish, where it means not only the horse's outline, and his being correctly on the bit, but also the way in which the horse goes as a whole, mentally and physically. How he moves, what he feels to sit on as a ride in all his gaits. It is a small, simple word with a large and complex meaning. So it is like, if we look at it, shape gives a very limited meaning of some hardware. And top line is the confirmation term, outline. Then you include the whole thing. The difference, you cannot talk about outline of a horse and just show a picture of the head and neck. You have to show a picture of the whole horse. And I am fond of the form word just because it just emphasizes that it is also some psychological things included in it. And I like that. We are progressing. Part 2. On the bit. Huysman didn't use that word. He said on the seat when he was talking about something similar. Did you hear him say on the bit?
No.
No? Okay. Terminology goes like this. You have 3 possibilities, and 3 possibilities only, to describe. On the bit, or above the bit, or behind the bit. Very easy. Now comes the tricky part, and that is the description of false outline. And this is where we comes to the challenge from Einar and the group. It is, how do we deal as judges and maybe even trainers, but now it is as judges, to identify false outline versus correct outline. When we talk about that outline, is there such a thing as absolute truth?